Good evening, everybody. Welcome to day 24 of October and to a film that I wasn't even going to do in this series because I'd done the first film and I wasn't going to do this because I never thought of it as horror, but it has to be horror. Action, sci-fi horror, it has to be. Comes on this box set right here, which I've shown earlier on. It is, of course, Aliens from 1986. It is horror. It's got the same monster. You're in space. It's the same atmosphere, but there's just more of the bastards and there's more action and it's a little bit more gung-ho than Alien. So it is horror. It has to be. Action, sci-fi, horror. It has to be. A film that I've always loved. Always. Long before I even liked Alien, I loved Aliens. It's got a great cast. Jeanette Goldstein, Sigourney Weaver, Bill Paxton, Michael Biehn, and then there's the actors I don't know, but the actual characters, they are gold. When they first wake up out of their pods and they're all together, Lance Henriksen in it as well as Bishop. It's a great cast, and it has to be a great cast with characters that you enjoy watching, because you don't see a xenomorph, I don't think, for the first hour. You come across Newt, this little kid that survived. You see the face huggers, but you don't see a xenomorph. I don't think, if I remember rightly, you don't see one until the hour when they're told to hand over all their bullets. They've got no bullets. They just got flamethrowers. And they're in the walls. And once they come in numbers. And it's a fucking massacre. From there on in, it's great stuff. It's good stuff in that first hour. But the last time I watched this, I think I watched the special edition 2.5 hours. It's like I was surprised. I never noticed it before, just how little action there is in big chunks of this. But once the action comes, and it comes with a bang. We see the alien queen, which is a phenomenally made animatronic. It's a big bastard. We see all those hundreds of eggs. And when Ripley's going down to save Newt, the music that's playing, and then the music cuts out and you hear, let's call it the wind, but it's phenomenal. Then the queen's chasing Ripley, and it's just it's great stuff. It really is. I think I've seen this the most, or the big part of it. For me, a big part of why I like it, it is that first hour when you get to meet the cast of characters. Like, if you don't like them, like we've had in films this month, you watch them and you don't care for them. You don't like them. Maybe there's a couple that you think are absolute arseholes. The dialogue shit. Everything is just awful. And you switch it off because it's boring to watch. Watching Bill Paxton. Did I mention Bill Paxton? No, the late Bill Paxton. He's probably the best of the characters in this. I love watching him. Like, if you didn't like them, this film would have fell flat on its arse. I'm sure it would, because you have all the xenomorphs you want. Like when Hicks looks up in the ceiling and sees one, then the music plays and you see them all, you think, shit. The xenomorph stuff is great, but for me, it's like Tremors. I watched Tremors. I love Tremors for the cast of characters and how they interact with each other. That first hour or so with Aliens, the cast of characters had to be spot on, and it was. Maybe the only thing I'd gripe about is the end. Like in the first film, the alien goes out the airlock. In Aliens, after ripping Bishop in half, the alien goes out the airlock. It's like, I'd just like to have seen Ripley break the neck of the queen in that contraption she was in, or give it such an uppercut that it would have broken its face, something like that. But it's a small nitpick, but Aliens is a fine film. There are moments in it where you're on the edge of your seat thinking, when you've seen it so many times, you're thinking, I know what's coming, look out, look up. There's just not as many of those, I don't think, for me, as in Alien now. But they're both great films for being the same subject but very different. I'll never not like Aliens. I'll always like it. It's a fine film. It's where Alien really ended. There's shit after it, which no one needs to talk about. But Aliens is a great film. That is day 20. I don't know what day it is. Did I say at the beginning? It doesn't matter. We move onwards and upwards to something more consistently good films. Hopefully. Anyway, comments are welcome.